Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Couture TV with Stephanie. On today's episode, we are diving into the sometimes confusing world of glue spots and foam dots. Now, I'm going to break it down for you so you don't have to do all the hard work. I'm going to show you what the differences are and which work best for what projects. So let's get started. Okay, let's talk about Couture Creations glue spots. Now we have 3 available. We've got the blue, the green and the red. Now let's talk about the differences. The blue box is the mini glue spots. So they're 4.7 millimeters in size, and the actual size is that dot right there. And there's 300 dots in there. With the green, it's 127 centimeters in size, and the actual size is that circle there, and that has 200 dots per box. We then go on to the red box. Now this is 1.27 centimeters in size. The actual size is here, which is the same as the green, but what's the difference between the green and the red? And there's only 75 spots compared to 200. These are thicker, they're 3Ds, they're thicker and they're more foamy, and I'll show you what they look like inside. Let's open the mini one first. Okay, so glue dots are not intended to be peeled with your fingers like that, because you lose the shape. See that? And it's too hard to use after. So it's not intended to be used like that. It is intended to get the item that you want glue on, and you stick it and you peel it back. Now I have the glue dots stuck on my heart, and that way I can go stick it onto anything I want to stick it, and it sticks flat. Let me get rid of this one. It's not a proper glue spot now because I use my fingers. Another way to do it is to cut it. So say the item is a big item and you can't, maneuver it to your tape. You just can stick it down, peel it off, and then stick your item down like that. Okay, so that's the mini glue spots. So the green ones are 200 in a box, and they're larger in size. Now these are great for everything like your paper, your photos, your plastic, your metals. So it's a bigger glue spot. So I'm going to stick a heart on it so you can see how big it is. So the difference between the green box and the blue box is the size. So they're all flat. Pop that one back. Now the red box is the 3D and there's 75 dots. So it's the same size as the green one, but larger. Look how thick that is. So I'm going to pull it back. Can you see how thick that is? I'm going to get a heart on there. Peel it back. Can you see how thick that is? I'm going to place it there. So depending on what look you want to get on your projects is what glue you use. So there you have it. So that is the difference between your glue spots. You have your mini, your normal size, and that's the same size but 3D. So they're all useful depending on what you want to achieve. So let's put that aside and take a look at another product. The next product up we have is the mounting squares. So these are little square tabs. So it's double-sided tape, but in little square tabs. So we've got this useful little tab here that we just pull and the sticker comes off. So I can show you what it looks like. I can place it on my item like that, and it has this little tab. I can pull it up and then I can stick it like double-sided tape. How good is that? So that is your mounting little squares. Let's put that aside and have a look at another product. Okay, so the next tape from Couture Creation is this foam double-sided tape that's on a roll. They individually cut to size. They're these little rectangles, so you peel it off like this and you place it on your cardstock or project and you peel it back, and you can place any item like that so you can see how thick it actually is. Now this is one of my favorite tapes to use, and I use this on my Mother's Day card. So I use that to mount my pink cardstock on my card. See how thick it is? And then I used it also for the apron to be mounted on the pink. I glued down the utensils and the mum, but I wanted the pockets to give it a bit of a pop and stand out. So I use these for the pockets as well. It makes a difference when you want to give it a focal point. You mount something up higher, and it's good to use foam dots or tapes to give it that look. So let's pop this away and I'll show you my next item. So next up we have our foams. Now they come in two colors, black and white, and they come in three types. So we've got our strips, we've got our squares, and we have our dots. And the dots also come in two sizes. So we've got our large dots and our smaller dots. Let me show you how thick these dots are. That's how thick they are. Now, these can be used for any project. So if you need a small dot or a large dot, we've got you covered. A strip, a square. If it's black cardstock or white cardstock you're working on, we've got you covered for that as well. So these are great to elevate your cards and your projects. But I want to show you something else you could use this on that maybe you haven't thought of. So I want to get my circles out first. I'll put these ones aside. So I'm going to use my little ones and my bigger size circle. Now let's get these out there. I'm going to make a Mother's Day gift tag. So what I'm going to use is a few of the items. I'm just going to punch out a heart shape. I'm going to use my square mounting tape because I know it fits the heart. Like that. Pull that tab back up. I'm going to pop that into the center. And I've got mum cut out here. And I'm just going to glue these with my all-purpose art craft glue. I need my tweezers. Now you don't need a lot of glue because it is a strong glue. Just a few little dots. I'm going to put my M there. My U. Now I'm just showing you a Mother's Day tag for a gift, but you could also use this idea and use it for Christmas, Easter, birthdays, for any occasion. Now don't be worried about that white glue there because we know it dries clear. A few dots, there we go. And the M goes there. Don't forget to put your stainless steel pin back in your glue so it doesn't dry up. Let's put that aside. Now, what am I going to do with these foam dots, you ask? I'm going to use my little pick and I'm going to stab the dot and pull it out. And I'm just going to place them in different places. Now, I find it easier to stab them and pull them up, but you can use your fingers like so. Just pull it back and use your fingers like this as well. Whatever you find easiest, there's no wrong or right. There's all different methods to do different things. The little ones are a little bit more tricky because they're little, but you can pull them up like that too. Oops. Down there. I think a few more. Maybe a larger one there. And some smaller ones over here. And another one down here. Okay, I'm going to put the foam dots aside. Now I'm only going to take off the small ones. First, let's take off the small ones. How many more have I got left there? 2 more. That one. Looking good. And this one. Let's get rid of all those dots. Now, I've got some foil. I think I might use the light pink. Just cut a small piece of foil. This is a good way to use up your scraps when you have scraps from foils. Don't throw them away, use them for this project. Okay, so the good side facing up, we are going to stick them onto our little dots. You can do more than one at a time. I'll show you these two first. So you stick it down, make sure it's stuck properly. Now I'm going to pull it up. Have a look at this. Isn't that pretty? Let's get the pink on our others as well. The small dots again. There we go. We've got 2 more dots here. Let's pull them off. How pretty is that? And you can still use that for other projects. So with the larger dots, I'm going to use a different color. Always put back your foil in your boxes. It just protects them so that I don't get all creasy. Just take off the tops again. That one. That one. That one. And don't forget there are black foam dots, so you can use that on darker cardstock. Let's do these 2. Pull it off. Okay, let's pull that off. There we go. And this one on that side, and we've got 2 more over there. One more over here. There we go. And then we'll just make a hole at the top and put a piece of ribbon. Then you have it, your Mother's Day tag using our foam dots. Let's put that aside. The next product we have is our double-sided adhesive foam dots. Now, what's the difference between this one and our other foam dots? Now, it's the thickness. So let me show you. Let's pull that off. Stick one here. And one of our thick ones. Let's pull the top off. And I'm going to stick a heart so you can see the difference. I'll quickly punch out 2 hearts. See how one is higher than the other? It depends on what look you want to give your projects. So that is the double-sided adhesive foam dots, the thinner one. Okay, our next product we have is, the next one is the hook and loop spots. Let me show you. There is 80 sets in here. So you'll feel one is more rough and the other one is a bit more furry. So you need one of each to make the hook and loop. Now you can use these for lots of projects, but what I think is pretty cool to put it on an envelope. So if I pull one off, it's sticky on the back. So I'll put that on one end, and the next one, it's also sticky on the back, but I am going to place it on that one so I can get it exactly where I want it to go. I press it down. Now the backing stuck to the envelope. So I've got an envelope that opens and closes. How cool is that? So that is the hook and the loop. So let's have a quick recap. That is the hook and the loop. We've got the foam squares, dots and strips in 2 colors. We've got the foam on the roll that's individually cut. We have the double-sided foam dots that are different in thickness. We have our mounting squares and of course our clear glue spots. So I hope I've cleared up the foams and the glue spots for you and you give all these a go, and I'll see you back here next week. Bye.